We live. Doing a quick live real quick. No, I was supposed to be on here a little while ago to do the pedal for the affirmative action, but we're gonna do that. We're probably gonna do that probably tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. So I just want to come over here and just get that quick update real quick. But I will be back up here again tonight. Of course, it's depending. It's always depending because if the homie J Coffee goes live, then I will be over there. But for the most part, shit, we're gonna be right here. Hey, Lauren. Just doing a quick live real quick. Damn. Hold on. I'll be right back. I got a phone call coming in. I'm back. Shoot, not much, just chilling. I was supposed to have been on here a little while ago to do the open panel to talk about this affirmative action case that the Supreme Court took away earlier today. But we'll probably do that tomorrow. So. Just come out here just to give a quick update on that and to say I'm going to be back up here again a little bit later. Not too much later. Not too much later. Yo, what's cracking, cuz? What's happening? Yeah, hey, Jesse, we're going to do the thing tomorrow. Most likely, I'm going to do the open panel tomorrow. But I'm going to do an open panel tonight, though. I'm going to be back up here again in a little while. So, and we could bust the topic table open. I don't know. I'm not quite sure just yet. Because I would, so what happened? I'll probably pass out later. It's all good, Lauren. If you show up, cool. You know what I'm saying? If not, cool. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. No, but what happened was, y'all. So y'all know hey, I'm a reasonable person. I open up my door, but at the end of the day, y'all already know where I stand at. I'm a black man with a black pan. I'm a black man with a black plan, and if you fuck around, you're gonna catch this black hand. You know. But uh, I was just watching some old Donahue shows with Farrakhan on there, and just kind of dissecting the then and now. Cause like back then when he was on Donahue, like not like more like the mid 80s. You know, I was a little kid at the time. I didn't know no Farrakhan, no Nation of Islam. I didn't even know what a fucking Muslim was. You know what I'm saying? All I knew was G.I. Joes, Saturday morning cartoons, uh, riding my bike, and be a snotty nosed little kid, you know what I'm saying, causing all kinds of hell. Right? So just doing some dissecting and just watching some old clips and stuff like that. And so that's where it got me behind and caught up, you know. So because um outside of the wrestling, I got some very important topics I want to bring up. Of course, one is the affirmative action. Um, the other thing is definitely we're going to be talking some reparations. Um, and we're going to talk about so and this is going to get uncomfortable for a lot of people. Um, but I don't want you to be comfortable when we're having these type of discussions. So like one of the things that was brought up and a lot of times was brought up whenever whenever Farrakhan, whenever Khaled, or even Blair Underwood that was on Donahue, and one of the topics was who was what was the color of Jesus. So we're gonna have those discussions. What is a Jew and what is a Jew? Hmm. What is a Jew compared to an Israelite? Hmm. You know what I'm saying? These are the discussions I want to have. I want to make these conversations because we come up on here and have fun, and this is what we do. And this is what my channel's about: come on here, having fun, and doing what we do. But at the same time, I still have to stand on my principles on who I am and what I'm about. So we could be comfortable when we're talking about wrestling, sports, and all this other stuff. But when it comes to the real issues at hand, I don't want not a man's soul being comfortable. Because you can't get nowhere with having a comfortable conversation about this stuff. Yeah, I'm about to go to sleep. Got another. Okay, Jesse, with the 5 fingers. For sure, cut. Yo, salute, salute. Yeah, yeah, for real. You know, because there's still a lot of confusion. This is what's mind-boggling about society. It's one thing to say, okay, well, we don't know because we just don't know. We're presenting something, and this is what we perceive to be of the no. But as society continues to grow and evolve into what it's becoming, once we stepped into that age of Aquarius, information starts coming out right and left. Boom, 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 boom. And with the internet, we're able to access a lot of that information, or at least guide us to where we can get that information. So now that we have all this information out here, there's still a society hold that even though this information is out here, it doesn't uphold to the information that has already been out. Like, you still got white people coming out here talking about we're the originators of everything, and we create it all, and everything comes from us. And huh? Wait, hold up. You're still going on the notion that everything came from y'all when it's clear as day with the information. You got your own scholars that says y'all not the original people. You even got your own scholars that says Jesus was not white. But yet society has this hold on people that want to stick in that mindset. Or those that, when presented the information, just is not going to go. Just no, I'm not going to do it. So we have to be the ones to, like, look, you have your belief. Well, let me say it like this. You have belief, and then you have truth. A belief, as y'all may have heard me say it before, and I've said, offline to, people I've spoke to offline, belief is not truth and or fact. It doesn't make something, or belief makes something that doesn't exist, but only exist in your own mind, not the reality. Because you take religion. You got one group of people who says God is Allah. You got another group of people who says God is Yahshua, Yahweh, however you want to pronounce it. You got some that says God is Jesus Christ himself. You got others that says, well, Buddha, 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 holla at me. You know what I'm saying? So if that belief is to be in truth and or fact, then there wouldn't be no need to have a multi-religion faith in society. You want to have Christianity. You want to have Judaism. I know I said that wrong, but excuse me. You want to have Islam. You want to have all these different religions if that as such is to be truth, and or fact. That's why people like myself and others don't refer to the one as God, because the word God in itself is very subjective. So we use the term creator because there is something that is greater than us. There is no denying that. But we're not out here giving him or her all these names. Because you could tell one person, well, no, my God is the one true God. But then you got another person like, nah, my God is the one true God. Why is it my God and not the God? Or in biblical writings, the God. Yep, facts over feelings. Jesus was the soul of the Nile. LOL. The only thing that came from them was guns, germs, and steel. Jehovah. Yep. Belief has lie in it, so people are believing lies. That what why, white lies matter. But you see, you know what the thing about that is, Lauren, though? All lives don't matter because everybody doesn't perceive everybody's life to matter. You know, that's why you have a range of life that gets completely taken away. From little babies to the elderly. All lives can't matter. Because if all lives matter, then every life would matter regardless of the circumstance, regardless of the environment, regardless of what your financial status is, regardless of what car you drive. You know, the term Black Lives Matter is a term that at one point was a term that had a very powerful message to it, because our lives have never mattered in this country, nor has our lives mattered globally. But we just had the wrong people involved in pushing that message. That message was not supposed to turn into an organization. That message was supposed to be a calling, a calling, not $100 million plan, but a calling. We're never sitting up here saying that other folks ain't going through what they're going through. We're not saying other folks ain't dealing with issues that we're dealing with. What we've been saying the whole time, and what irritates me, is how people continue to gloss over or go over what is actually being said. We're not saying white folks, Latino folks, or anybody else doesn't deal with police brutality. What we're saying is the numbers compared to ours are very low. There's a higher number of police brutality and killings on Black people than there is any other race in this country. You have white people that live in poverty, impoverished areas. We're not saying that. What we're saying is the number of black people that live in these impoverished areas is a problem. We're not saying nothing if the shit's balanced out. We're not saying shit if we're dealing with a 50-50 playing field. Nah, okay, we got 50-50. Boom. All right. It is what it is. And as a matter of fact, even in today's world, even in the black communities today, black folks are being pushed out for the last 15 to 20 years just to allow another group of people from a whole nother motherfucking country to take over that area. See, they find different ways to fuck us over even more than other people. And even in the areas where it may be more like let's take the food stamp program, right? All these different programs and stuff like that was set up to quote unquote help black people, right? For years they said, well, we were the number one people going there getting food stamps and getting all, getting WIC and getting all these different stuff. When in fact it was actually more white people that was on it, that was on government assistance. But they always try to make it seem like we're low on the lower level of what it is. And they find many different ways to do it. So that's why the term all lives matter, it's not going to hold weight, because everybody's life ain't going to matter depending on where you come from. And when it comes to black folks in America, do not get fooled by the smiley face, the $100 million home, and the shiny new ride. Because there's 10 times more people that's suffering that ain't got that shit. And this is what we have to understand. Well, not we have to understand. This is what society has to understand. And stop playing with people. You see, they keep lying to people, and people keep falling for the fucking trap every single time. Every single time. They keep putting things in place to where the mind is constantly shifting on all this other stuff. Meanwhile, what's really going on, I mean, come on. And you see what they're getting ready to do? They're getting ready to put a dark face. See, Obama was the light face, right? But they're getting ready to put a dark face on the forefront. Rick Scott. I'm seeing all kinds of promotions, all kinds of commercials. Like, they really pushing this dude. They're pushing him to be the new black face of America. And usually I'd be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Because he's an actual black man. He's not Obama. He's an actual black man. Black man. But you know what the problem with Rick Scott is? He completely puts out, ignores, oblivious to the condition of his people that are still suffering. You know, it's crazy when you got this white woman, I forgot what her name is, on Fox News. She's on the 5. She's a Democrat. When she's having to tell the rest of the panel, like, just because he was the exception to the rule doesn't mean that's for everybody. Because if it was for everybody, shit, it wouldn't be a homeless person in America. and everybody had their own shit. Everybody would have their own shit. You know, but that's not the case. That's not the reality. People are getting blinded because they're seeing so much inclusion that they think that, oh, well, we shouldn't be mad no more. And we shouldn't be like, are you like, what? That's because people want to be comfortable. You can't be comfortable. And especially as black people, we ain't never been comfortable. I'm at home and I'm not comfortable. I'm sitting on my patio and I'm not comfortable. Well, Millie, how come you ain't comfortable? You seem to, you out, well, because I don't know when the motherfucker might pull a bullet in the back of my head, whether it's on some racism or whether it's on some street shit. So if all lives matter, then every life better fucking matter, and black folks better have what is rightfully belongs to us. Jews get billions of dollars every single year. The Chinese get billions of dollars every year. The Japanese get billions of dollars every year. Iraq gets billions of dollars every year. Ukraine is getting billions of dollars for this damn war. Tell me one B that ain't bitch that involves black people when it's dealing with money. Tell me one B. Because the only B's in reference to black people is bitches, not billionaires, which it should be. Hell, we don't even have a goddamn M next to our name. And we don't expect people to see it our way, so to speak. And it's cool if you don't even understand it. Because you can't understand what it is to be black no more than I can understand what it is to be white or to be Latino, which that is black too, but we're not going to get into all that. Right? Or what it is to be Asian, which, yeah, but we're not going to get into that right now. But to be, Asian or Indian. You know what I'm saying? Or mulatto. So it's cool if you don't understand it. But don't tell us that we're wrong and we shouldn't. Because we're speaking from a black perspective. How are we going to speak from any other perspective besides that? We can't speak from our perspective because every time that we do, the door keeps getting slammed into our face. You know, we got political figures like Jesse who actually has a plan that's going to help benefit black people in where he's from. But you see, you know what? What they keep missing is it's going to help everybody else out too. It's going to help everybody else out too. Put the pieces together, people. When black people are doing good, the rest of the country is doing great. Because we spend more money in capital than any other race of people in this country. But yet we're on the lower scale than anybody else. You know, and you see, because I grew up in a majority white town. So I had an opportunity to see things, you know, how white people lived in their communities. Because I didn't have black friends back then. The only black friends I had, was my family, for the most part. All my other friends were white, and probably a couple of Mexicans. But that was very little. I don't think that came until later on. But the majority of my friends were white. And you know what's funny? Because of the school that I went to, it wasn't until I went to the school on the east side is when I started having black friends. So I'm knowing a lot of the conversation of what I can detail the ones that are genuine and then the ones that are hiding it. See, I have no problem. See, and this is the thing that I think a lot of people get misunderstood. I have no problems with racist white people. I have no problems with them. You know why I don't have no problems with them? Because they're open. They're open with their racism. And they stand on that. I can respect that. You know what I can't respect? You know what I don't like? Is the ones who will smile in your face and call you a nigger behind your back. Call you a monkey all on audio. Call your friends a bunch of monkeys and a bunch of niggers. Or make a reference into hanging. Like, I didn't get a chance to see this video, but I'm gonna watch it a little bit later. But it was his brother. He was working. I don't know if it was Amazon or somewhere else, but it was a warehouse. And he was going into a room or whatever, and he walks in the room, and they got a bait up person hanging from the ceiling. These are the things that we're dealing with every single day. These are the things that we're dealing with that nobody else sees. But nobody else sees it because the media don't want to talk about it. We got to go to secondary media like YouTube, where millions of people see it. But the problem is, who's seeing it enough to where it's making an impact? You see, you have to be willing. If you don't agree with what Jesse may say, what I may say, what somebody else may say, but you feel the need that we need to all come together, then you have to be able to willing to sit and listen and digest everything that's coming out of our mouth. And if it makes you throw up, even the better, because then you'll get it. You know, I've heard the rumblings. Well, Jay Millie, if you from that community and you talking all this blackness and woo woo woo, well then why do you have white subscribers and all that? Because I'm not a closed-minded individual. I don't live my life in a bubble. If you appreciate, you see, the people that are subbed up to my channel, that come and tune into my channel, appreciate what I say. See, I get messages off of here that I don't never discuss because I don't need to do that. But I get messages appreciating what I talk about. When I brought up the Confederate flag, yeah, that made a whole lot of individuals mad. But I had a whole lot of other individuals happy that I even said something. Because everybody else want to be quiet. You see, I seen people's racism when I brought that up. Because it's like, oh, how dare you talk about our rebel flag and this is Southern Heart. First of all, I'm still trying to figure out how the fuck is you going to represent a flag that lost? The South lost. And y'all represent the flag that lost. It's a loser. It's a loser. You know what I'm saying? And if anybody feel like I'm disrespecting them and saying that, well, I mean, I'm not worried about that. Because I'm not the one that lost the fucking war. Okay? I'm not the one that lost the fucking war. All right? But I know a lot of people appreciated the fact that I spoke out on that shit. You know, and it showed certain individuals' true feelings. Cool. I like when I get to expose people for who they is, because the one thing you're not going to do is you're not going to smile in my face and then call me a nigger behind my back. That's what you're not going to do. Because by doing that, now I'm really about to make you mad by calling you every cracker up under the sun. You know? Just like I was saying, I was telling Plug and them on the YouTube streets. There's a town next to my town called Vacaville. And it was renamed Crackerville because it was a predominantly white town, and you got white folks calling it Crackerville. And if you ever get a chance to go through that motherfucker, you'll see why we call it Crackerville, okay? So, and we understand that, and we accept that. We don't get into a back and forth on it. We don't go to war over the shit. They accept it. We accept it. it's accepted all the way across the board. You know, that's not to say that my town ain't got the same problems, but you can't really rename Fairfield to Crackerville. I mean, I guess you could call it Crackerfield. I guess, but it's too fucking diverse out there to even call it that now. So, you know, um, but the thing is, when I bring the stuff up, it's appreciated because it ain't a lot of people on YouTube that's going to give it to you raw and uncut. There's a few of us. It ain't that many of us. Trust and believe it ain't that many of us that's going to cut right down the middle of that shit and give it to you raw and uncut. We're not going to sugarcoat it. We ain't worried. See, and the thing about it is we ain't worried about getting monetized. Would we like to get monetized? Yeah, shit, fuck it, why not? That's a few extra dollars in the pocket. But it's not about the money. It's about educating the people on what it really is. You can't say you want to live in a happy, peaceful, everybody come together, kumbaya, but you're not willing to sit down and digest what we have to say. And when it's not saying anything that's not true. And some people will say, oh, well, you're just continuing to try to create division. No, we didn't create the division. The division was already here. Long before any of us was alive. You know? And the funny thing about it is, I was watching another old Donahue episode the other day. And one of the audience had said, you know, black people have been lied to for all these years. But white folks have been lied to too. That's why they've been carrying on a lot of this nonsense. Because they've been going on a story that was told to them into believing it. And then hiding a lot of the realness of what their kids should be seeing. Okay. But you see, it's not our responsibility. It starts at home. Whether you're black, white, Latino, Asian, whatever. It starts at home. You're supposed to educate your kids on the reality and not a story you want them to believe. You know, you had white kids growing up thinking, and you still got a lot of them thinking that black people are lazy and stuff like that. But in the history books, you clearly see that black people busted their ass to build this country. But even with that, they will still change the narrative. They will still change the narrative to make it seem like we're still the lower class. Which in today's society, they still look at us as the lower class. And I keep bringing this up because it's very significant in what we are discussing. And that is the fact that in the Constitution, that everybody loves and rejoices and like to throw out amendments every time it fits their benefit. They don't never want to go down to the part where it still says that we're 3/5 of a human. You think that taking out a piece of the national anthem is supposed to change the fact that it's a racist song? Why take out that part? Why not change the whole song altogether? America the Beautiful shouldn't even be sung at all. What's beautiful about America? Please tell me that. What is America? God says it's a no ever ways of like America's never been great, y'all. It's never been beautiful. Ain't nothing beautiful about this goddamn place. This place has been a place of destruction and chaos since the colonizers decided that they wanted to settle their stank asses on this fucking land. And then we still have a whole lot of people perpetrating those same ideas to this very single day. So, as there is still breath in my body, as the ancestors continue to bless me and guide me with the strength to be able to come on here and speak this to you, I will not stop doing my part in getting out the information that needs to be heard. I'm sorry, y'all. Just Miss Hella comments. Yeah. Oh yeah, Lord. I know you're not like that. Yeah, exactly. They still lynching us in 2023. That's some crazy ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, curse, what's going on? Appreciate that. Oh, I was talking about the Confederate flag. Damn. Yep. Thank you. I appreciate that, curse. Yeah, right off of I-80. Yeah, Jesse, no. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Right off of I-80 on everything. Yep. Exactly, Jesse. That's the vision of our genetics, but where and we gotta eliminate that shit. Or at least decrease it enough to where it's not even an issue. Right? They just want us to get over it though. It's like how do you get over something that's not yeah, exactly. We are the hated that hate produce. Yep. I don't care what the old saying is. Fighting fire when fire doesn't work. It just makes the world burn hotter. Christian black people are told that not the one else, not no one else out. All I'm asking is don't look at me as a entitled white boy. I know what it's like to wake up to gunshots in the wrong neighborhood also. Right? FBI built this country from scratch and have been
Yeah, all I'm saying is I know what it's like to have nothing to make it, and I know what it's like to look over your shoulder, not knowing if you're going to get jumped. I may not have the, I may not have the popo on me, but I understand most of the troubles. First, you still have millions uh, plus dollars in white privilege. If I used it, that's the difference. Much more than that, white privilege, and that's crime against humanity. Let's not start the justice. You know, it's also our Holocaust start with. It might just stick back. You must be referring to the Jewish Holocaust. Yeah, I drove there on the way to Frisco.
Oh yeah, shit. Our Holocaust never ended. Our Holocaust is still going on right now. But they don't want to call our shit the Holocaust. But we're gonna get into that later, y'all. Yeah, we're gonna get into all the topics. I just wanted to come on here. You know, I was on here longer than I wanted to, but this is how it goes. So but I will be back on here a little while. So y'all stay tuned. I'll see y'all in a minute. Peace.